Well, when you did the photography at the eclipse, is that the one that got picked up by the Science Channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to, my goal was to just go and videotape it in 4K. Videotape, even though that's an archaic term.
Yeah.
Put data on a memory card in 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it, I practiced and I kind of knew what I wanted and I kind of knew where I was going with all this and had no idea what would happen. I was just going for it. The main goal was to just look up and enjoy it.
Right.
But I wanted to have something going.
Yeah.
And I got it, and Science Channel hit me up, and I gave them the footage for free because I was like, well, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And they ended up airing it, and I actually got a copy of that now, and I need to go and take the copy and cut it up, like where all my clips were used and stuff like that. Because every time they came back from commercial on that episode, it was my footage.
Wow.
So it was just like I was blown away,
Yeah.
And they've recently contacted me again. In fact, when I get home, I got to upload the Lunar Impact video that I got.
Yeah. So you were doing a live feed, and it was just a regular night of moon observing, and an event happened.
It was during the total lunar eclipse, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's super, super rare that this stuff even happens. Yeah. The moon has to be really dark for you to see an explosion on it because it's normally so bright. You can't, if the moon is full, you'll never see an impact there. It's just too bright, unless it's like a big one, which that'd be really cool.
Right.
But we were out at Claiborne Park. We were doing an outreach event for the club, and I was just, again, running 4K, just let it roll and see what happens. And we were actually, me and my buddy Troy Harper were actually talking about stuff hitting the moon. We were making jokes about aliens, like, here, hold my beer, watch this, and like landing in Roswell and all this, fun, just silly stuff.
Yeah.
And then something hit the moon. None of us saw it, obviously.
Oh, okay. So you didn't know about it until you went back and watched it.
So I made this awesome eclipse video where I put, awesome music and just sped up the whole eclipse so you could watch it like 4,000 times natural speed.
Right.
And a friend of mine, Sarah Silva, messaged me, and then Becky Romatowski, another astronomer friend of mine, messaged me and was like, "Did you catch the explosion?" And I'm like,
wow.
"What are y'all talking about? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
They're like, "Something hit the moon. You need to check your data."
Whoa.
So I went back and I saw they sent me a link to an article. I knew what phase that part of the eclipse was, so I went to the video, and I'm watching a 15-minute long clip because I'd stop my camera and restart it because the camera I use has a tendency to, at 30 minutes, to stop recording. So I had to monitor. I had to babysit it all night long.
Right.
And I was getting really close to the end of this one clip, man. I mean, I'm like right at the end. And there it was. It was just like, boop, just a little spot. And I almost threw my chair out the window. I was so excited. So I immediately began like just cutting that, zooming in and slowing it down and all kinds of stuff. And apparently I was the only person that got it not only in 4K, but at 30 frames a second. Right. So I had more frames of the explosion than anybody else. Other people had pictures, but they didn't have the initial explosion and the decay.
And that's like of everybody in the world, basically. I think.
Yes, everyone.
Wow.
I'm the only person that I know of that got 4K.
Wow.
So I'm going to be in papers.
Yeah.
A couple of people have already hit me up. I was talking to Phil Plait, the bad astronomer.
Yeah.
And like he was referring me to people. It's just crazy. It's crazy talk. And that video on YouTube, right as I uploaded it, I knew it was going to be huge. I had no idea it's over 300,000 views now.
So was that the one that caused Deep Sky Dude to kind of go viral?